Welcome to Exotics Racing. My name is Mike Benani and I'm standing out in the middle of our racetrack here at Auto Club Speedway, Fontana, California, just outside of Los Angeles. And I'm here to tell you about our Porsche 997 Turbo S. Beautiful classic styling from Porsche. That iconic 911 silhouette still remains, but underneath that beautiful exterior is a whole lot of technology, the latest and greatest from Porsche. Starting with the rear is a rear-mounted 3.8 liter flat six boxer engine, turbocharged to make 530 horsepower. Now this car may have 170 less horsepower than our big Lamborghini Aventador. However, it gets from 0 to 60 miles an hour in the same amount of time, just 2.6 seconds. The way it does that is with that rear-mounted Turbo 6 engine and this intricate all-wheel drive system. This car also features a lot of racing heritage. As you can see by the center lock wheels, used in racing to aid with faster pit stops. More on here just to pay homage to their Porsche's iconic racing history. Let's see what this thing looks like inside, see if it's any more beautiful or just the same, and then we'll take this thing on our racetrack to feel all that acceleration. Here we are inside of the Porsche Turbo S. Now this is a 911 body style, classic Porsche. Now when they make the 911, they don't change very much from time to time. They make small changes. They subscribe to the less is more mind frame, and you get that from the interior as well. The interior looks very similar to what it did 15, 20, 30 years ago. Classic styling. Nice shapes, nice lines, very simple and easy to read, easy to see. Everything is within touch. And even though it's got all of the modern amenities that you'd expect in a car like this, like navigation system, things like that, they've done a really good job at integrating that into the interior without losing a ton of the design from when they first started building the 911 chassis. You could drive this car every day easily, but at the same time, it's also one of the fastest cars that we have in our Exotics Racing fleet. And even though this car has less horsepower than the Aventador, 170 horsepower less than the Lamborghini Aventador, because of its rear-mounted engine setup and its all-wheel drive system, it's got the same 0 to 60 speed. So it is lightning fast. Let's see how it does. Whoa. It doesn't even feel like the front tires are on the ground. It goes that fast. It's a little trickier to get used to around the racetrack than a traditional mid-engine car. But when you do it right, if you're patient enough with that throttle, that rear engine setup just loves to squat down over those rear tires and launch itself out of the corners in this around the track here. Now the car is still very well balanced around the corners, even though it's a rear engine setup. Porsche used to be known for being notoriously hard to drive because they would just snap oversteer with that rear engine, that weight and further back. But they've really perfected the design. Now it's not near as bad as it used to be. I mean, it's very, very, very drivable. It's not even our hardest car to drive in the entire fleet by far. It's actually on the easier side for people to get in and drive these things. The all-wheel drive system in this thing is very nice. Most of the power goes to the rear tires where you need it. Now, since the front end is so light, since it doesn't have an engine up there, not a ton of power goes to the front wheels. So it just helps you kind of get the nose of the car pointed as you exit. You just got to be making sure that you're smooth with the throttle in this thing. Now the power band, even though it's turbo, there's virtually no turbo lag in this engine. It is immediate, and it pulls all the way up to redline. It just feels like it's going to keep going until infinity. Brakes on it as you expect, very good. Just everything about this Porsche is good. What can I say? Really, really, really good. They do a really good job at building this 911, and even though on paper a rear-mounted engine setup doesn't seem like it works, they're proving everybody wrong here with this Turbo S. If you want to come out, feel this thing for yourself, feel the raw acceleration, feel the precise handling, feel the braking, come out to one of our Exotics Racing racetracks. You could drive this car for $299 for 5 laps, $50 an additional lap after that. Driving a Porsche around a racetrack is something that should be on everybody's bucket list. So come out to one of our tracks, check this one off your bucket list, drive our Porsche Turbo S. We'll see you out here. Yeah, ooh. Slow down. There we go.